All right, what's going on? So this is another article that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my happy ass to work. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna call out this behavior and so forth because it could lead to a lot of consequences. I don't know. You think that you too big for your britches? There's always somebody watching. All right. And another one bites the dust. So I want to talk about this guy's name is Duron Montgomery. Okay, a North Carolina passer that this dude is federally indicted, okay, for embezzling $26,300, but it had to be more than that. Now I'll explain to you here in a second, okay? From the government, this dude, according to news reports out there in the Winston-Salem area, this guy had something like $54,000 that he embezzled or contributed for a car and another $19,000 for a business. Okay. He's a native of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Now, he was the councilman of Winston-Salem at one time for 9 years, that, from what I understand. And he's an ex-director of a homeless center from 2018 to 2020 in Winston-Salem. Okay. But the thing that tops it off, yes, it's going to top it off. This dude's a pastor, senior pastor at Calvary Baptist Church out there in Winston-Salem. Um, so some of the things that he spent his money on his so-called lavish lifestyle as a pastor is $1,666 for a flight to Mexico City, $1,076 to a LA hotel, and $260 at the strip club in Las Vegas, right here in Las Vegas, by the name of Sapphire. And he had to spend more than that because let me tell you something. Sapphire, okay, I don't go to Sapphire, all right, but as an Uber driver, I've dropped people off at Sapphire some years ago, okay. Some years ago, they have like rideshare cookout over there, and I showed up, I ate, bought me a beer, and I left, all right, because it was free food. Let me tell you something. They got millionaires and billionaires hang out in there, okay? They got all kinds of people that come through there. They got athletes, CEOs of companies, porn stars, dancers, all kinds of people that come through that. Again, I think it's supposed to be the largest and the top spot in the world, okay? Right here in Las Vegas. Okay, some of y'all probably already know about it. All right, that's one place that I don't go to, but I've heard a lot of stories about it. So he had to spend more because the tables alone, if you get a table, I'm hearing they're like from $1,000 to $2,500. But I'm thinking you're going to probably get a lot more if you're going to pay a lot more for it if it's a VIP section. Okay, and nevertheless, the evidence is there because of the bank statements. Because the banks, they tell on you. Okay, so with the federal indictment, that's like 5 years already. Okay, that's if if you're federally indicted. Uh, Wire fraud, okay, because he has been accused for wire fraud. If he's charged, that could be 20 years right there for just for wire fraud. Okay, so he could be looking at a maximum of 20 years over what? Why? Over what? And what the government does, if they get you like this or you get on these charges, they probably been watching you. It could be based on the gross amount that he's taking and the way that he's spending it. Okay, they could be looking how long you've been doing this. He probably been doing this for 10 years. Okay, for the government to be looking at that long, because that's why they give so much time, because all the time that they take to have to build this case. Okay, That's, he's been doing this stuff much longer, and I think that they scrubbed the numbers somewhat so it wouldn't make it look like it's that serious. When this guy, as a councilman, he had a pension waiting for him. He's probably getting, good compensation from church. All right, so he probably has more than enough money and resources. For what reason? Why does he need to have to take government money? And the bad thing about it is, the $26,000 was from a homeless center, okay, where this money is supposed to be helping out homeless people, get homeless people rehabilitated, okay? And he takes his money and spends it on BS like this, okay? This is the type of stuff that these preachers need to be on, okay? Or to be instead of all this theological stuff, okay? Particularly like you, Mr. President, but you're scared to talk about it because you don't want to lose. You don't want to lose subscribers, okay? Because that affects your money base, and that's going to be affected anyway because all these high interest rates and all that other stuff from people are going to be affected, okay? So your money's going to be affected anyway, but I digress from that, okay? But I think that because these people have connections, they're probably in fraternities and all that, or they probably, I don't know, got left inheritance of a church because more than likely their father was a preacher, that type of stuff. All right. That means that they could just take it and just follow suit off tradition. Okay. But you can't serve two masters though. Okay. And this is like a gross offense of embezzling money from homeless people, and he's supposed to be some so-called man of God. All right. I think this is a drop in the bucket. There's many other cases like this, but I do think when cases like this are identified, particularly if you're supposed to be a so-called man of God, okay, like you there, Mr. President, a so-called man of God, okay, or you making threats to people and all that, okay, that type of thing, all right, threatening families and all that different type of stuff, all right. But particularly like this man, it makes you think twice. It makes you think twice about doing offenses like this. And I do think more cases need to be brought to the forefront. So it looks like this man is going to be doing some time. Okay. But let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for your time. All right. Something to stimulate thought. Okay. And to bring awareness.